Welcome everybody to Augmented Reality New York Meetup, or as we fondly like to call it, ARNY. My name is Ori Inbar. I'm the founder and organizer of this meetup. And I have one question for you. Is ARNY in the house?
Yeah!
All right, I know it's a rainy day and it's cold out there, so I really appreciate the fact that you're all here. We have a truly amazing program today. But first, what's our mission? Why are we doing this meetup? Well, the idea is to bring together the best of AR from all over the world and connect it with the best talent in New York, that's you guys, so that we can help advance the field of augmented reality. And we've been doing this for 4 years. In fact, today is the 4th anniversary of ARNY, so thank you very much. And by the way, we're also the largest augmented reality meetup in the world, close to 1,500 people, just shy, what, like 31 people, so we're going to cross that milestone very soon. But it's really not about the quantity, it's about the quality. What we like about this group is that we have people from all walks of life, programmers, designers, architects, police officers, doctors, professors, and we all come together to kind of look at this new technology from all perspectives and help spread the word and advance it. So really amazing program today with demos from all over the world, some of them via Skype, which we'll introduce in a moment. But before we get started, a word from our amazing host here. Please welcome Mark Skwarek and have some words for us.
Hello, I'm over here. Thank you everybody much for coming out in the rainy weather. Really appreciate it. I'm the director of NYU's Mobile Augmented Reality Lab. We have a number of lots and lots of talented CS students here, so people who are looking for developers or programmers. They're getting years of experience here, so we're a great place, a source to come see. I'm also running an augmented reality Kickstarter project, so if anybody wants to, it's called Play AR. We're making a mobile augmented reality game creation software, which allows you to turn basically the entire planet into a multi-user online. So thank you very much for coming out. Ori?
Thanks, Mark. All right, folks, so our first, let me just unmute here. Our first presenter is actually coming all the way from Israel, and just so that you appreciate it, right now it's almost 3 a.m. in the morning in Israel, and our good friends are there, seems like they're awake, and they're going to talk to us about an amazing new game that they put together, which is selling very nicely. Actually, I think it's probably the best-selling augmented reality game ever, and they'll tell you how they actually achieved that. So we'll let them say a few words, and then we'll do a live demo here, and then we'll have some time for questions. So without further ado, let's introduce our good friends from Israel. Give it up.
Can people hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're up on the screen.
Okay, hello. So we can't see anyone. We don't see Ori. I hope everything is good with everyone. My name is Nimrod. This is my brother Niv. Hello. And we're from Moto Creative in Israel. We're an Israeli-based startup, augmented reality startup that has been active, has been selling ever since May 2013. Are we good already? Can everyone see it here? Okay. We have developed a line of games called. Oh, here you go. Okay, now
You can see the screen.
This is the game. What it basically is of course, I'm sure you all know the augmented reality trigger image. We took that idea, that concept, and made it into a kind of fantasy art, very old school, dragon and wizard and witchcraft kind of fantasy world. And from that, we sell these trigger images, these very high-end trigger images, in selling points all over the world. We got 80 selling points so far. We've been able to show revenue of almost, I think that's $500,000. And we're very excited to speak to the augmented reality conference and get your feedback about the game. and see how we can work with other developers in the world, see how we can expand this brand and get some penetration, because we're new in the business and we'd love to learn and hear about what you do.
Okay, awesome.
So Ori, I'll leave it.
Quick demo, and once you see it, also talk about it, and then we'll bring you back for the questions.
Do we have the light back at least?
And now, we need to do a little trick here. Up on the screen, and I have with me this amazing card as well, which is, like I said, it's selling in malls and all sorts of places.
How much is it?
We'll get to questions in a second, but let's first do a quick demo. So I'm dropping it here on the floor. Yeah, you guys can see it. Okay, so let's see what happens. Dragon coming out here. And we're starting. I don't think there's sound, though. Which is a shame.
Oh, you're too clear.
Sound is really cool. Alright, so it's trying to shoot me, but of course I have to move around, because otherwise I'm going to get shot.
That's a very special feature that our game has compared to other games, that children need to really be active in order to win the game. Parents really love this feature since this is basically the only app that gets them on their feet. It gives them kind of this Wii-like game interface for a fraction of the price. So that's something that who's out or discuss with us is something that's very unique for our game. Very good, Ori. You're better than me.
The idea, like, by the time we get to the 8th level, 9th level, we really have to run around the board, like,
Yeah.
we have to run and such a good sweat when they play, actually.
Yeah, it's a good workout.
Yeah.
I'm hiding here. Well, I got some health back. Oh, and a pumpkin.
Use the grenades.
Use the grenades, shoot the pumpkins.
Right, forgot about the grenade. What's going on?
Yeah. It's a whole skill you need to develop, you know?
Yeah.
It's shooting at me from the
Currently, we have 3 characters. There's 3 different apps, really 3 different boards. We have a dragon, a wizard, and this ogre, zombie-like creature. Each of them has kind of a unique feel to them. The latest one, the ogre game has been out just a few days now, and it's really our most complicated and well-thought game. You really need to move around, use tactics. You have different ARAs you can call for assistance, where you attack the monster from one side and your assistance goes from the other side. So it's getting better and better and more complex. You're really into it.
Check it out more.
Yeah.
I forgot about everybody in the audience already. Alright, I think that'll be enough for now. Okay, you're back on the screen. Anything you want to say before we go into questions?
I think we saw a game where this is still only our first 6 months. We're really looking to develop where we wanna expand. We wanna be, right now we're in mall points of sale. We wanna be in every toy store and toy chain and Toys R Us by Christmas 2014. And we're looking for people and connections who is that.
So I hear that you're kind of looking at it as sort of a game console, this piece of cardboard,
Yes.
right?
Yes. We want to develop eventually. There'll be only one board connecting with an app that has inside it a few different games. So you would have not just right now we have like this children's fantasy line. We also have a girls app and a fitness app and a family-oriented like sports and arts app. We're working on different ideas. We want to eventually become a place where you would go for all kinds of AR content. So you take this board, take this image, place it, and you would go on the app and see what's the new AR content that I have right now. So it's a place for you to get updated and always find the newest AR content you can find.
So it will be the first paper-based game console ever.
That's true. That's very cool. We want to.
I already heard the first question. How much does it cost? What do you buy from?
Right now, point of sales, it's costing the big one. We have one big one and one small one. Do you have a small one, Sheldon?
I do. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So how much?
This is the price between $40 and $50 US, and the small one 15 and 20. Depends on the country and depends on the currency. So these are the two options.
And where can people buy it?
And first of all, on our website, we ship worldwide. And in I think how many locations we have in the US?
We have 50.
Yeah, it's opening up Christmas is coming, so every day we have 2 new locations selling it. But it's mostly mall kiosks right now.
Demonstrate the game,
Yeah.
let children play, like on the kiosk itself, so it's a very good way to show the product like to children, you know.
Yeah, children see it in the mall, they get excited, there's a line to play it, they can play on their own phones, they really like it.
Cool.
That's
Any
what
questions? I see a question here, yes.
Is there multiplayer with 2 phones at once?
Is there a multiplayer where multiple people?
Right now, no. Not right now. We're working on it next week.
All right.
Is there an Android version? Android version.
Is there an Android version?
Yes. Yes, it's Android and iOS.
Okay.
We're always doing parallel. We always want to have the full market. No Windows Phone, by the way. We apologize. Yeah, no, probably not ever.
What is that chip on the box?
What's the chip on the box? Is there there's something on the cardboard, right?
It's part of the code. The chip is part of the art. It gives a sense of this technological.
Download this from some website and print it at home and play.
You could, but you would only be able to play the demo. On every board, you have on the back of it a code that opens the full game. If you don't enter the code during when you begin the game, then you will only be able to play just one level. You enter the code, you have the full.
So one of the prohibitors of playing augmented reality games was the fact that you had to go and print something before you can play. So actually these smart guys have turned it around and they made it actually a way to make more money, which is really cool.
Yeah,
we can
turn flexibility
go ahead
into
and
it.
print it and play at home, but it will only be the demo. If you want to have the full game experience, you have to
Exactly.
shed some dollars.
And we want to get the small boards to be this kind of collectible kind of feel and have children. We're going to have a lot of triggers, a lot of characters in small boards to have people, to have kids exchange and play with them and have that whole like Pokemon code kind of sense to it.
Do you have it set up so that people can make in-app purchases? Like once they have the app, they can now pull down the pirate version or the little girl version or.
So you have to have enough purchases so that
Like how do they get the other version of the game?
you can purchase new.
Yeah, we have purchases. We have purchases right now. It's pretty new. It's pretty basic, but we want to make it a bigger part of our revenue stream down the line.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so
Can you show us the
one more
packaging?
question. Yes?
Can you show us the packaging thing in the back of it?
Yeah, can you show the package again?
The packaging behind it.
Okay. That's over.
That's the newest one that just came out a few days ago. So you can have in the package you see the board on the back. You get
Explanations.
You have some explanation about the characters and who likes who and who's against who. So right now this is the Kazooloo, the dimension where these characters come from into Earth. So it gives you explanation about what you can do with the game and explanation about the specific character. And you take out the board, it's kind of like this old vinyl feel to it. You take it out and you play with it. This is a nice way for kids to save it on their shelves. We thought that kids already are buying posters of these kind of images and monsters and dragons, so why not turn the images that kids already want in their rooms to make it into but like you said, a gaming console and really disrupt the market from a kind of unpredictable point.
Who's responsible for the
Fantastic. I think we're going to have to wrap up right here. Thank you very much, guys.
Send us your comments and ideas and thoughts.
Okay, guys, so they're looking for ideas, thoughts. If you want to join, you want to build a game for this platform, they'll love to hear from you. So, again, thanks very much for
How do we get in touch with those guys?
Do you have contact information?
Thank you.
What's the best contact information, Nimrod?
You can do Nimrod at motocreative.com.
Okay, or you can, can just click on the link on the
website.
Meetup page and go to their website. I'm sure there's contact there.
Yeah.
All right, thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night. All right. So that was the first.
That was great.
Is Brendan here?
Yep, I'm back here.
Okay.
Well,
And are you ready?
pretty much.
Okay. So guys, we have a second speaker from a company which is one of the leading companies in the augmented reality world that's been around for over 10 years. And actually they call themselves the Augmented Reality Company. So there you go. And we have one of the youngest and brightest, senior business development manager, right?
Yeah.
Give it up for Brandon Scully.
Can I join this guy?
Yeah.
Sure. Hello. I'm Brendan Scully. I manage business development and partner relationships with the East Coast for Metaio. So I graduated in 2010, studied AR, more the philosophy and design side of it, begged Metaio for a job, an internship. They let me. I was one of the first native English speakers on the team, you could say. So I lucked out. I don't have any innate skill at this. This was the time. It's lots of exclamation points on. So I manage our relationships with brands, developers, everybody. As you guys know, Metaio does a lot in AR. We're a privately held company. We've been around for 10 years, based out of Munich, Germany. We compete directly with companies like Qualcomm, you might have heard of, providing tools, SDKs, but also doing research and development. We do everything, and I could probably just walk through that for an hour. That's not what I'm here for. I wanted to show you something really cool. We have the sub button?
Yeah.
Drag it over. Insert multiple screens. There we go. That works. Okay, so Brian Lee, who's working at Metaio, let's raise his hand in the back, hacked this pair of Google Glass and got our SDK running on it. So you guys probably saw the Word Lens demo that launched last week. Probably the coolest thing ever. Can you put that guy in? Somewhere? Here, oh. Nice. And what you're seeing on the screen. Right. We're used to making things happen. Right. So what you're seeing on the screen is our head of our legal department driving her Mercedes down the streets of Munich. And she's wearing Google Glass, which somebody just got arrested from California the other day. In Munich, it's cool. So the idea is that she's getting information from the BMW live. That's not really happening in this demo. It's staged, okay? But what is about to happen is she gets an alert saying, fill up your fluid, whatever it is. She walks out, and what we're using here is a new kind of 3D tracking. So you guys are familiar with 2D tracking, like we just saw with Kazooloo. What we're trying to figure out is how do you track a building or a car or an object? And some people have SLAM, which is one way to do it, but we're talking about specifically recognizing an object. So what we've done is we're using the actual 3D model of the object. When we have a specific, really precise object like an M3, we take the lines of that model and use it to recognize exactly where that object is. So this is a real demo. She is looking at the dash of the BMW. We are positioning the car in real time and superimposing instructions on top. And it's running on glass. And everybody here who wants to see it will see this demo running. A couple people might have already seen it, but basically we will slam, not edge-based track, the environment and just show a giant boat in the middle of the auditorium, which is pretty cool. And you know, it's just those little kinds of steps that we're trying to pull off to make AR work in a great way. And what's really cool is just standing there hands-free for the first time. You know, we've all been using AR, it's great on the tablet, but to stand there and see and augmentation. It's pretty cool. So afterwards, anybody who wants to come up and try it, please. I'm not going anywhere. We also opened a New York office. Woo! Yeah. So we're a little sleep deprived because I've been doing that, and we're looking for interns, looking for devs. Anybody wants to come and talk, please do. We're based at a Fueled Collective in Soho. It's pretty swanky, free coffee. So yeah, we'll talk about that. So I don't know how we're going to project it up. I think the best way. Go back one. I'll show you guys another video, and then answer any questions that anybody has. And then we'll
Just tell them what you see, they will have to meet you.
Okay. That works. That's easy. Only clients fall for that, right? Okay. So I'm in Glass. I'm going to tap in Settings. I see the Android OS. I'm going to open the app list. I'm going to wish I had contact lenses. I'm going to open Example Application. It's loading. Here you're going to see the edge-based model for the new VW that just launched. I think it's like 120 kilometers to the gallon. So we built a maintenance platform specifically for this. They don't want people tinkering with it. It's very high performance. So they want to show you examples right on top of it. That was me covering while it loaded. I see the typical slam field of stars that you tend to see. And do the slam dance that everybody knows too well. Where we give the camera some perspective. Okay. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's actually not initializing.
You mean more bright and too dark?
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So now there is I guess it's a schooner, very large, on the podium, covering the Ori. And I can walk around it, still tracking. And I can come up here and I can read the back, and it says, you know, San Francisco, CA, and the Metaio logo on the back of the boat. And it is there. And anybody who doesn't believe me can come and try it, but that's what's crazy, right? I could be on an oil rig, and be taking stuff out of my pocket, and, you know, pressing buttons, and still see this augmentation on top. And that's where we're really seeing this become useful right away. And it's kind of cool. I can see you guys again. Anybody have any questions?
Questions for Brandon?
So how's that different from, we saw a company here called Augment, I guess a French company that was also trying to do some of these 3D models.
Mm-hmm.
How is that different from that, besides the Google Glass and the one on a different platform?
It is not. It's the same technology. The boat is SLAM, so it's instant 3D tracking. And I believe Augment is doing the same. I'm not sure.
No, actually,
talked
it's
to
SLAM,
but
but they're using, Qualcomm's tracking technology.
yeah. Maybe it might just be estimating where the floor is. I'm not quite sure. It's pretty good. It's really slick UI. I think it's a great app. Augment really kills it on what they're trying to achieve. This is different because we're actually recognizing the field, right? So we're going to take a picture here and we're going to figure out where all the points of contrast are. And then we're going to do it again and again and again and again. And then build a 3D map of that. And we use that point cloud, right? But then, if you change the lights, it's going to break, right? Because the contrast points are different. Yeah. So what we would then do, if we really want to get it, is get a CAD model of all these chairs, the way they're actually laid out precisely. So you don't have to look for it. We just know exactly where the points are going to be. And as a caveat, you have to align the CAD model before it'll initialize, right? So yeah, I would have to, if I had it facing, I would have to turn it, lock it in, and then it'll track. You can paint it different colors, you can flicker the lights. It's awesome, as you guys can see in some further videos. Cool. Yeah, please.
Two-part question.
So moving on to our third speaker today. And our third speaker is actually coming from, guess what country? Nobody will guess that.
Israel.
Now, we already had Israel. Holland. No, try
United States of
the Western Hemisphere.
Brazil?
Brazil.
Too close.
Argentina?
Almost. All right, folks. Please join me in welcoming Keiichi Matsuda which has been creating lots of great images, videos of a future with augmented reality. And now he's working on a new Kickstarter project with new films and new visions. And he's actually joining us today all the way from Colombia. So give it up for Keiichi Matsuda. Go ahead.
I can't see anyone.
It's dark, you know, so you're not going to see anybody, but you can see yourself just as a reference.
Okay. So have you already shown the film?
I can show it now if you want. You want to get a quick intro or go dive right into it?
Okay.
Okay, let's dive right into the video.
Hi, my name is Keiichi Matsuda, and I'm a designer and filmmaker. Back in 2010, I made a 3-minute film called Augmented Reality Domestic Robocop. It showed a vision of the future where the physical and the virtual could merge with each other. Its follow-up, Augmented City 3D, went outside of the home and concentrated on how technology could transform our cities. I wanted to express my love and enthusiasm for technology while also finding out about its dark side and thinking about the potential problems it could cause. The films did really well. They were featured on countless blogs and magazines and screened at film festivals around the world. They're now approaching 2 million hits online and even made it into the Art Institute of Chicago and the New York MoMA. The best thing that happened though were the conversations that happened around the films. I got lots of emails from people saying that the product had sparked debates with friends and inspired new ideas. I started to think about the product as a way to talk about the future in a really constructive way. It became my purpose to create projects that drive debate around technology, media, and the future. Since then, I've had the pleasure to present to some really influential people in the technology world. These visions of the future start as small seeds, but really can grow to have an impact on the way things unfold. Now I'm going to use the skills and experience I've gained to make a bigger, deeper, new film. The film will be made up of a series of interconnected shorts that extend and reimagine the augmented reality world. The stories are going to work together to paint a picture of the city, of our possible future. It's going to be beautiful, terrifying, witty, exciting, and thought-provoking. The films are going to be set in Medellin, Colombia. Medellin is a beautiful city with a troubled past, dominated by gangs, drugs, and violence. In the last 20 years, though, the city has transformed itself completely and was last year awarded the title of Most Innovative City. I'm interested in how rapid technological transformation could impact on a culture, which makes Medellin an ideal location. The city is going to be lovingly designed for the near future, complete with its own laws, customs, and politics. This campaign is to help fund the first short. I've got great teams already in Medellin and London, and we're ready to go. But now we need your support. You can pledge in any currency, and however much you decide to pledge, you will play a part in the creation of a new vision, and maybe even a better future. Thanks very much for watching, and let's make this project a reality.
So we're looking at your Kickstarter page. It's
Yeah.
doing pretty well. There are 10 days.
Yeah, we're doing well, yeah.
So let's give you an opportunity to do another pitch and get some more support here.
Well, as you kindly mentioned, I'm talking to you now from Medellin itself. You can actually see it. I'm sitting outside because I want you to see this beautiful city.
Can we see the gangs?
Yeah, they've been shooting at me all day. No, I mean, Medellin's got this really sort of bad reputation, but that reputation is quickly changing. And last year, this city was, as I mentioned in the video, nominated and actually won an innovation award. So there's lots of big technological changes happening here. So I wanted to try and understand how that culture is going to deal with all the new technology that's coming in and what are going to be the kind of social consequences of that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. And, can you hear okay? Because there's lots of background noise.
We can hear you very well, yes.
Yeah? Okay, great. I forgot to bring my augmented reality typewriter, so you just have to deal with just me this time. But anyway, I'm here for writing and researching the film, and I'm going to be shooting the first in the series in a couple of weeks now. My plan is to spend the first 2 weeks here, really kind of trying to get a better sense of the city, and I was advised by some great science fiction writers that it's better to sort of be in the culture when you're writing. So, you know, I wanted to sort of leave it all a bit. It was a bit scary. But anyway, one of the nice things about augmented reality is it really allows you to kind of get in touch with the culture of the city. It's not just the physical side of it, but it's also everything about, you know, the visual language and the tastes and the history and culture of those people. So I think you know, shooting in any city is going to be very different, but especially in Colombia, it's you know, quite a new it's a new experience, a new culture for me. So it's very interesting and fun to find that out. You know, the main reason why I make these films is because I think it's very important to think about the future and to have an informed, critical debate about where we're heading. But also, for me, it is, you know, it's a lot of fun as well to do that. And the stories are all going to come from the culture itself as well. I haven't talked much about the stories before, but I had to at least have a sort of vague idea of what I was going to be shooting before I came out. So one of the stories is going to be based around a character called Mali. Mali is, we would think of her today as kind of a fashion blogger or something like that. So the idea is that she uses her taste and her influence to, you know, get followers around the world to appreciate her style and her kind of curation. And she makes money and makes a living by sponsoring, you know, herself as sponsoring her kind of channels. So with her story, she's going to have a kind of always-on presence, and there'll be people who are following her all the time and everything she's doing and what she's wearing as she walks around the city. But during the film, there's going to be a revelation that her partner, her husband, is having an affair with somebody else, and during the course of the film, it's going to be discovered by her followers that this is happening, and she's going to be battling to try and sort of keep her reputation and manage the crisis well. And the culmination of the film will happen when that becomes, you know, too much, and she has to take the glasses off. But of course, without the glasses, her world doesn't exist, so she has to put them on the end. I'm trying to not make them too dystopian, so there'll be a lot of positive and sort of more progressive and interesting elements in there as well. But I think there has to be that kind of glasses off moment where you realize that although these technologies seem new to us at the moment, once they become, you know, locked in and part of our everyday life, then there really will be no alternative to that. So I want to generate some discussion around that, and you know, that was what I mentioned in the film, and something that was really interesting about the last films is that they generated so many interesting conversations, not just with people who are sort of technology people, but people in all sorts of different spheres. Also, what's happening in Medellin in December this month is that they're running this thing they do every year called the Festival of Lights, which is a Christmas festival, but it involves lots of like public installations of neon and lots of like light shows and things like that. So I'm really interested to film that and update that into the augmented reality age. I think it could be really beautiful. I just want to show you quickly as well. I'm shooting on this head-mounted rig, which I can demonstrate for you. So I'm going to be walking around, you know, the notorious streets of Medellin with this contraption on my head. Should be fun.
You're not going to get too much attention with that, don't worry.
Yeah, well, I've got a couple of producers who I'm working with here, and they're trying to kind of sort out some security arrangements for me, and there was a kind of mention of hiring a kind of armed guard or something, so it's a little bit worrying. But I think we can keep it quite discreet. You know, I'll put my hood up, we'll have the camera underneath. I know we haven't much time, so I just wanted finally to talk about the funding model that I've chosen to go with here. It's not a huge budget for a film like this, especially in a foreign country, but I think it's really interesting to fund through Kickstarter for this type of thing, because it allows, you know, people to get involved with the process of the film. And with this film, it's not just the process of you know, getting behind the scenes information, but it's also about getting your brand or getting yourself in the film itself. And because I did a lot with information environments and thinking how that's going to be. So in the future, of course, branding is such an important part of the media environments that I'm creating. So it makes a lot of sense to have real brands involved. And it also offers a quite interesting kind of ironic critique of the systems that I'm sort of talking about within the film. So I'm hoping that smart brands are going to sort of get on board with that, even if the film itself is going to generate some probably fairly critical responses as well. And also, there's no other way, no better way for brands to get themselves into art galleries and film festivals around the world. So that's the hope, anyway. Anyway, sorry for ages, and I don't know if we have time for questions, but I'm very happy to answer if there are any.
We'll have a question for one. We have time for one question. Anybody? Yeah, there's one question here.
Can you explain what software you used to make that video? I think you'll waste more money if you teach people how to do that.
So the question is, what software are you using to make this video? And maybe if you teach people how to use it, you can get more support.
Yeah. I mean, I do most of my work using After Effects, which is, it's really nice to use. I use a lot of.
Have a good night. And take care. All right, so that was Keiichi. All right, moving on to our next speaker. And this time we're actually going to call him from, guess what country? It's actually going to be from Canada. So Dhan is the CEO of a new company called Sulon Technologies, which is developing a new game console for augmented reality and virtual reality. It's much heavier and bigger than what we're used to with these mobile devices and Google Glass. But it can deliver a much superior experience, I think, based on the videos that you've seen. So please join me in welcoming Dhan from Sulon Technologies. Dhan, you're on.
Hi everybody. Class.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm here as CEO of an exciting new next generation game company located here in Canada. It's called Sulon Technologies. We're actually introducing something very unique. It's a completely immersive experience, allowing players to actually live the game. Our proprietary technology empowers a wearable console visor that can transform any space, indoors or out, into a completely new gaming room. So yeah, we have discovered and developed consumer product version of a Star Trek holodeck experience. So you can imagine your whole living room being transformed into a virtual battlefield where your backyard is an enchanted forest or your basement is an ominous dungeon, where you can graphic battle virtual characters that are life-size in your real physical environment. The system has contextual awareness of its surroundings and thus allowing you to snap virtual objects, environments, and effects into the physical environment and not be able to tell which is real, which is fake. So I know it's a lot to take in right away, so I think the system can do a lot of different things, but to keep it simply, this is one of the most unique aspects of our technology. We call this active gaming. So I'm about to set up a little live demo. We've never done a live demo before, so hopefully it goes well. So let's get this ball going, okay? I'm going to sign up for a second. I'll be signing back in. I'll get first-person view from one of our players here. You can see here, if I turn around and just wave hi to everybody. So he's wearing our prototype unit. What we're going to be showing you is an extreme reality experience where you'll be taken from an augmented reality environment where this virtual character is snapped for a physical room as it is, and then you can make your way into a fully virtual environment that is snapped to the physical surroundings. So basically, he's going to go up, he's going to touch all the walls in the virtual environment, and it'll be one-to-one with the virtual environment. And the augmented characters are located in the actual physical space. So they're contextually aware of their surroundings, they know where the walls are. So basically, you can imagine being chased by your entire house by ravaging zombies who won't run through your to the walls of your living room, but actually go around through your door and chase you from one room to the next room to your environment. Okay, so okay, let's. I'm gonna sign off here, Ori.
1 second. Should I show the video first?
Okay, yeah. Also, I thought maybe before I showed the video. Okay, so yeah, this is a small piece of trailer. I'll let you guys take a look at. Do you have the video on you?
I do, and I'm running it right now.
Okay, so this pretty much takes you to a sample basic gameplay of what you can expect on a system. So this is a shot of the portals downtown, and it's a representation of actual gameplay. So the system learns its environment. Yeah, so basically it's just a sneak peek of what's to come. We'll be showing you how you can break up your walls, how you can break up your floors, how you can have aliens facing through your environment, and know where all the different physical objects are located within your environment. Okay, so I'm going to sign up here and take you through a demo. So Ori, I'm going to say Kimberly bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll switch to the other system now, and we'll be able to show us for the first time ever a live demo of this technology. By the way, what we saw back there is a prototype, and supposedly it's going to look much smaller and cooler. I think actually we have a video of how it looks. We can show it. Yeah. So that's.
We're calling it an extreme reality console.
That's going to
extreme
be
reality
bigger than glass,
how
but
we define the one-to-one integrated.
not as big as
Hi, Ori. We're going to go into starting the screen from, which is a first-person view of Kabaya here, who is actually going to be living out the extreme reality experience.
Okay, we're not seeing the screen yet.
Just give me 1 second, and there we go. Oh, no.
Not yet. It's loading. Here you go. We see your screen now.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so Kamal's going to take you through by walking around. He's going to check out these characters, and you can see how these characters are moving around a little bit. There's a small bit of vibration, and there's a small tweaks that we're working on right now. These are objects that know what their physical environment are. They're animated, of course. And you can look down and see the different elements on the floor. If you just walk here, you can look. He's going to be bending down right onto his knees, and he's examining augmented characters. Maybe we can around and see the other side of the robot.
So actually, the resolution is much better because of Skype. It's looking not as sharp.
So here, he's going to take a look at the portal that's on the wall. This is a virtual portal. If he was to shoot it, he will enter a virtual room. So I'm going to quickly go through this. So he's going to try to aim, he's going to shoot. Now he's in a virtual environment where he's maybe 5 minutes from now and show them how the room looks from your view. He's going to turn around, look around the entire place. Here we're doing a 360 view environment.
The resolution went really down, so it's hard to see actually right now.
Oh, really? Is it slowing down? It looks like it's slowing down.
No, just the resolution is not as good as before.
Oh, okay. Well, he's experienced it in high intensity 3D. Maybe you can bend down, you can bend down this place, you touch the floor, then you can look up and experience the environment.
Can you get closer to the microphone? We can hardly hear you as well.
Okay, now this is better?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to walk towards the cubes, then you can walk into the portal. So just get up really close to the cubes.
it's hard to see it right now. It's the resolution is too low.
Okay. I'm not getting internet related. Okay, so let's go back to the portal.
Okay.
Run back to the AR experience. There's another thing you should notice that the controller has tracks its real position in space. Right now, as he's moving his hand in space, it's actually the controller is not this controller. You can see that there. Oh wait, it's still rendering. But apologize for the low resolution. I think it is a network-related issue. Can you hear me, Ori?
Yeah, we can. We just turned off our video and it looks a little bit better. It's still pretty grainy.
Would you like us to go through it again?
No, I think maybe we'll go back to you and maybe if you want we can show some of the images of how the end product is going to look like.
Yeah, sure. You have some, okay, yeah.
I have one of the videos we could show.
Okay, so I'm going to end the call here and I'll sign back in.
Okay. So yeah, I saw it. I mean, we practiced a couple hours before, and actually the resolution was much better and looked way better. So
it looked pretty good on the projector.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Wasn't too bad. Cool. Okay, you're back.
Yeah, we don't have video on you though. I think we can send the video again.
Okay, but I can show, there's the other video that we have that shows the end product and explains a little bit more about that. You want to show that?
The intro video?
Yeah.
So yeah, we can show that video. Actually, Ori, I don't have you on video, so I'm not sure if I can see anything.
Let's try and do that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, our webpage is filled of, it has a lot of different information about the system. What I just showed you is an application of one of our unique differentiators. It's called Active Gaming. This is how the final product will look like. It comprises of 3 parts. There's the visor, there's the GVX player, as well as there's the controller. So the GVX player is a Snapdragon 800 Qualcomm device. So our patented technology actually is embedded inside the unit, and the sensors are all overlaid over the visor. This intro video kind of takes you through all our different applications, our unique applications of gaming called active and service gaming. The service gaming is something that I think most of you already know. It is where you actually play gaming on your surface, where you can augment in 3D board games, or even real-time strategy games that are normally played on your monitors on your surface in 3D. What's unique about ours is that it doesn't use a physical mixture, and it's not affected by ambient lighting. So we have those 2 unique differentiators. And then the system is based on a mobile device, so it can do. And this controller, cameras, or if it's outside anywhere around your body, its position will be known and orientation will be known. So you can actually have a controller and augment, like you saw, a virtual gun, or even a virtual sword, and it'll be mapped directly to your controller. So basically, as you move around, the sword will follow that controller. And you can wage, virtual sword battles. Anything pretty much you can imagine, you can have that kind of interaction at the virtual level. A lightsaber, that'd be pretty cool. So that being said, the controllers are unique in the sense that they have this a very cool, very new type of technology. It hasn't really taken off in the consumer electronics industry, but right now it is becoming more and more widespread use with this whole holodeck type of experiments that people are trying to do. So it's a very, very, very powerful technology piece that we have, allowing players to actually have that one-to-one integration of the real world to the virtual world. Right? And you can imagine having that 6-sense controller be bounded to your limbs on your body. Your whole body can be tracked. You can be wearing avatars that can actually allow you to be different people in your own environment, your own virtual environment. So when someone else, when you're playing a multiplayer battle, you can be wearing like some sort of Call of Duty outfit, and your partner could be just wearing some sort of a skimpy little girl outfit and playing along with you. So the possibilities are endless, and as you saw, we went from AR to VR. You can have many different type of experiences. One of our blog videos has also mentioned how you can actually now realize the movie Jumanji, which is a board game made into an actual environment affected type scene, where when you play a board game on your table, and all of a sudden things just go crazy around you, and you all got elephants chasing you through your environment. Now you can actually live it with our system.
Okay. We'll open up for a few questions. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks very much for coming. Unfortunately, you can't see the audience. I will repeat the question. Any questions for Dan? Go ahead. Okay.
So am I right in understanding that it can detect navigation through the camera? So if I get closer to the wall, it knows that I've moved. So I can move around in my world, and that maps into the virtual space? Is that right?
So the question is if it can really detect your navigation. If you get closer to a wall, it knows that you're actually closer to that wall.
Yeah, what happens is Bio can, the system, not Bio, but the system knows the physical environment of the environment around you. So basically, as you go up against a wall, you can touch your wall, it feels like drywall, but it actually looks like an ominous kind of capsule that breaks, like crumbling down, the vines going on. And you can get really one-to-one with that wall. So you won't know the difference between touching that wall and it being a virtual wall and a physical wall, unless by touch.
Okay, another question? Yes.
What's mounted on top of the helmet?
What happens on top of the helmet?
What happens on top of the helmet? Oh man, that's okay, so magic? No, so we got this complicated sensor array that actually dynamically does slam around your environment. So before you start playing the game, what you do is you actually walk around, and the system builds a live map of your actual space in real time. You save that floor plan, which is captures it in 3D, in your kind of like map worlds. And there's a VR engine that actually takes the game that you built on State Unity, and it will start tying it up to your physical space. So the technology up there, and you can find out more information about it on our webpage actually, but it actually scans an absolute within the span of several milliseconds and reproduces that scene.
Okay, any other questions?
Is it for Android?
Is it for Android?
Rendering is associated with embedded processing. So right now you use a Snapdragon 800 core. This thing is like a beast when it comes to high-end gameplay processing. Now, so you would develop games as you would like a AAA mobile quality gaming, and you can have that kind of quality. Now, the system is flexible in the sense that you can connect up to your our NVIDIA grid. So if you were to have a really large, long-length, high-quality, large rendering type game, but you cannot really put it onto the mobile device. You can actually stream it from the NVIDIA grid into your device. That's an option that we'll be completing later on. But right now, you're looking at one of the really high-end mobile type gaming platforms. So it is not intended to play Call of Duty locally, but you can play Call of Duty through a stream.
So Dan, any last messages for the audience here?
Yeah, stay tuned. We're going to bring you a lot of crazy stuff. People falling through their environments, floors breaking, walls coming down. Some crazy things are happening, and it's right here in, I guess, Canadian soil. Sorry, I had to move Canada for.
When do you expect to have a first product that the developers can start developing games for?
January, we're taking in pre-orders. We'll be hopefully shipping them out in Q1, later Q1, start of Q2 next year. Yeah. So we got a few people signed up already, but we only recently broke out of our little marketing shell recently. So in the coming weeks, you're going to see a lot of attention, hopefully, around us.
Okay, thanks very much, Dan. Have a good night. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, folks.
Alright. So we saw all sorts of game consoles today. We saw saw the cardboard version, and we saw the big helmet version. And that concludes our set of speakers. The last one is yours truly, which will go through the latest and greatest in the augmented reality world. But first, I want to remind you that it's our fourth year celebration today. And we've collected from most of you, I think, $1 in business cards, and we'll have a quick lottery with a prize. So for those who haven't had a chance, this is the time. Where's the $1? Anyone else? Okay.
Right here.
Yeah. One more. Why don't you come over here while I'll start going to the next stage. All right, so I have, what is it? It's 8:30 now, and I have really a nice collection of things to show you today. So let's start going through it. And if you have a question or comment, feel free to jump in. I'm going to go pretty quickly. This is my Twitter feed, where there's always great AR goodness on it. I'm going to see some of that stuff today. So first is augmented reality hitting mainstream. Thanks to Brendan Scully, which founded
Dr. Richard Marks, head of special
Jimmy
projects
Fallon.
at PlayStation.
Can get more mainstream than this.
PS4, which is
showing first Friday. Let's see. Where's the augmented reality part?
Come out of the controller. What? And they basically come out here and they'll jump around where I can flip. Yeah, good one. They
That's Jimmy Fallon and Ice-T. Pretty good to promote augmented reality.
What's that app? What's the game?
It's PlayStation 4, the new console.
It's just built into the.
It's like the main. I think it's the main game. All right, moving on to something pretty amazing from MIT. Can't even explain what it is or what it can be used for, but it's just mind-blowing. I visited the MIT Media Lab and I played with it a little bit, and it was mind-blowing. We're talking about connecting the physical with the virtual, and this does it in the most amazing way. Of course, we're trying to get it to demo it in different conferences, but it's so heavy and big that it's just impossible to take it anywhere. And these pixels are just so big that the whole system below it is huge. But I think it's pretty miraculous, and hopefully we'll see more of these kind of things in the future.
So how does it move, pneumatically or is that electrically?
It's electrical-based things that kind of push it up and down.
Are you from MIT?
I'm not. But
how do you get invited to?
I had it. I was invited. I was lucky enough. All right. Okay. Next one is actually an example from the enterprise. We kind of tend to like to see the games and entertainment, but this is actually a very useful application for the aviation industry. It's actually a laser system with a projector on a stand, on a tripod that you use to help with maintenance of aircraft. Take a look at how it works. It basically detects all these bolts using this laser scanner. And then it projects information on it so that you can know if it's in the right depth, if you have to do do any maintenance to those bolts. And apparently it's worth a lot for these aircraft manufacturers. So this is actually the projection on the belly of the aircraft. And apparently when it's not right, it's in red and so on. Alright, moving on. Here's a demo from Europe, from a company called Twinkles. It's this parts. So I don't know if anyone from the street can maintain this engine using augmented reality, but it's definitely a cool showcase of how it can be used. Alright, there's this. And then we have this cool campaign from down under, from New Zealand. I don't know if it's the first augmented reality application on a pizza box, but it's one of the coolest. For those of you who remember, one of the first games for mobile devices called ARNY from Georgia Tech that Blair McIntyre put together with his team. So it kind of looks pretty similar, but now it's in an actual product people can buy and enjoy. All right, one before that is this really cool unboxing.
You are never going to guess
Moto
what is
X.
inside this box.
So this is, you know, Moto X, the new Motorola phone, was sent in this box to people from the press.
And this box.
And it had a really cool augmented reality feature in it.
Motorola surprised us today with a package that we can't quite identify.
Okay. I'll have a quick. Well, there's one on the show. Anyway, you have to watch it at home. But basically, at some point, the box opens and there's a paper pop-up with trees and this whole scene. And when you point your phone to it, you see this Motorola hat flying around and some birds and chirping around. And you know, through the physical pop-up made out of paper, there's some virtual elements flying around it. Apparently pretty cool, but I guess only some folks in the press were able to enjoy it.
Seems like it's loaded now.
You know what?
Seems like now it's loaded.
It buffered up. You can start to play it.
Yeah, but the interesting part is at minute 2.
And really, it looks like a Moto X. And there's an app icon there that isn't terribly familiar, that has the same matching red hat. But let's try and activate this NFC tag. It's taking us to a website. So we're going to take a quick look at the app. This is the Windy Day app. And it looks like it's part of the augmented reality project that Motorola was talking about a little while. This kind of augmented reality, if we turn the phone a little bit, we can follow this little red hat. And this looks like the story of Pepe the Mouse, which was part of the augmented reality project. And if you take a quick look here, we're just going to give you a sneak peek of it. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so for those of you who remember, there was a concept video of unboxing a phone maybe 4 years ago. It was fake, but it had like a whole army of warriors coming out of the box and dancing and fighting. That was pretty cool. So this is, I guess, the first tribute to that in real life. All right, we have 2 more announcements. One is, no, actually one demo first. So, are you all familiar with the Demo God Award? Anybody?
Yep.
Yeah. the Nikola Tesla application that was presented here last month. And now it's up on Indiegogo. And it's looking for your support. This is just, I think, launched yesterday. And for those who haven't seen it, it's basically recreating a lot of the
technology that allows a mobile device to see computers.
Some of the work from Nikola Tesla using some sophisticated 3D imagery that can be augmented from these posters or t-shirts and so on. A lot of 3D work was gone into it and some nice interactivity. Let's see if there's a demo here that can show you. Shane Bryan is not here today, but he asked to please talk about it. That's on some of the posters, can basically learn about him. And it's all done as voluntary work, both him and the application developer, just because, we're looking for ways to promote the legacy of Nikola Tesla. So, it's not too much. What is it, $9, $19 for different levels. If you're into it, go ahead, support it. And with that said, get the light up. Please.
Hi, Mike Benny. I haven't done that much in augmented reality, but we have some new opportunities, I think, to play with some stuff. We have a lot of NFC patents, and we're launching that now in retail, shelf edge, feature sets as part of Google Wallet. We've done downloading ebooks and maintaining it at the same time, so we're thinking about how that would work with AR. We also have other companies which do digital signage and audio stereoscopic 3D and holograms and some other cool stuff, so looking forward to the next step.
Who's we?
A couple of our companies.
Is there a name?
There's a lot of names.
Is there one website?
Details.
Is there like a website you can go find out more?
There's a lot of websites too. I can use all that, yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm Charlie, I'm with the Internet Society. This month, we're working with the New York City Enterprise Development Corporation, NYCDC. They've got this thing called NYC Connect. If you have a business that has under 500 people and you want to fiber lane to your premises, they make this $14 million first come, first served to get it set up. We have to do is agree to take service for a year and whatever ISP puts it in. We're going to run an event on December 12th at the NYU, December 3rd. Deadline's December 12th. You just look, Google, Connect NYC, NYCDC, you'll find it.
Wow. Thank you very much. Last announcement for today?
Masahiko Honge, just going Masa. I'm attending this very nice AR, and thanks to him from the beginning for about 5 years or something like that. And then I graduated from NYU ITP in 2001 to study multimedia technology with video and sound over IP. And then now my company is PR company between Japan and the United States about with multimedia technology. I'd like to introduce your technology or new business in Japan, if you are interested in Tokyo market. We have a huge Tokyo Olympic 7 years later. And then we are growing the business opportunity with the United States and also all over the world. And then we can figure out. And also, next month, I will go back to Japan for the business meeting. Then I will be able to introduce